Hi guys, welcome back. We are going to work on the clock today. So I have a really special book that I have brought you to share with you about telling time. And this book is really fun because it doesn't just talk about the clock. It doesn't just talk about telling time. It talks about how time can be in really, really big chunks like years and centuries and months. Or time could be in itty bitty little chunks. So we're going to dive into this book today and read a little bit about telling time. Tick. When people talk about telling time, they don't mean, hey time, I've got something to tell you. No, telling time just means saying what time it is. And by the end of this book, you'll know how to tell the time and what time it is. But to learn how to tell time, shouldn't you know what time is? Here is what time is. Time is when things happen. And time is how long things take. When things happen. I get up in the morning at 7:30. I start to eat lunch at 12. We're going to the movies at 1. I drive my car at 9. We also know how long things take. It takes 2 seconds to brush a baby's teeth. It takes 2 minutes to brush my teeth. It takes 10 minutes to brush my dog. And it takes 2 hours to clean up my room. So that's what time is. When things happen and how long things take. Okay, but why do we tell time? I'm so glad you asked. We tell time so we know when school starts. We tell time to know when our friends come over. And if we couldn't tell time, we'd never see the beginning of a movie. We tell time so we won't miss our favorite TV show. That's why we tell time. Okay. But how do we tell time? We tell time in big chunks. Big chunks. Big, humongous chunks. And little chunks. Itsy, itty bitty chunklets. Shrimps. So let's start with the shrimps. There are 3 kinds of little chunks. The shortest little chunk is a second. Bet I can eat this whole chocolate bar in 5 seconds. The middle-sized chunk is a minute. These are 60 seconds. Cool your jets, Mikey. I'll be down in a minute. The longest little chunk is an hour. There are 60 minutes in every hour. I had so much homework, it took me a whole hour to finish it. We tell the little chunks of time on clocks and watches. A watch is just like a clock you wear on your wrist. Okay. There are 2 ways to show a clock. A digital clock and an analog clock. A digital clock has big numbers in the middle. Here is a digital clock. An analog clock has numbers around the edge and hands that point to the numbers. Here is an analog clock. If you want to learn how to tell time, let's start with the digital clock. The digital clock has 2 sets of numbers. One set comes before the colon sign, the dot, and the other comes after it. The first number tells the hour. The second number tells the minutes. This time is what, friends? 3 o'clock. This time is 6 o'clock. This time is 10 o'clock. This time is 12 o'clock. Good job. The number after the colon mark, the dot, mark the minutes. How many minutes are in an hour? 60. 60 minutes are in an hour. So 3:15 is 15 minutes after 3 o'clock. Some people call that 3:15. Some people call it 3:15. That one's a little different for us, huh? But they both mean the same thing. And this is the time that we are going to talk about today, boys and girls. We are going to talk about 15. When the longhand is on the 15, okay? That is all the times that you are going to write on your clock today. They are all having the longhand point to the 3. Your job is to really figure out what's the shorthand saying, what's the hour hand saying. So if we go to our worksheet today, it says telling time to the 1/4 hour. Remember, I just said that your longhand is pointing to the 3 on every single one. Your job is to find out what is the hour hand saying, and then you're going to write it digitally underneath. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It was so fun to read this book with you, and I hope that you continue to work on telling time. Remember, God gave us time so that we know when to go to things, when to wake up, when to go to school, when to go to bed, when to eat lunch. And I'm so grateful that God gave us the ability to use our eyes and our brain to tell time. So keep up the good work, and we are proud of you, and we'll see you later.